Hello and welcome to the Nomad Post. It's your boy Nomad again, and today we will be previewing the match against Kairat Almaty. But first, let's get a little bit recap of where we have been since Sunday. I know most of the Arsenal fans were not appearing well. They were trying to go under the radar, but it was not good to get our first home defeat or to suffer our first home defeat at the hands of Manchester United. So I think that is the worst thing so far this season. And it is okay to be humbled, and it is good thing because maybe it will help us regroup and see that we have a lot to do. So yeah, that's it. It wasn't a good week. I think the only thing that can make us, recover will be getting the next 5 games WWW. So we will see that how those games will come. And so as of today, we are previewing the match against Khair Almaty, which we are playing at the Emirates again. So there's a lot of angles to look at this game. Some may use this as a bounce back. Some may even think that this small game and it's not enough for us even if we win. But remember, it's the Champions League. We need to maintain the performance that we have been putting in all this season in the Champions League. I think we were solid in terms of performance. In terms of result, it was almost matching. I don't remember a game that we really struggled and got away with a win or something like that. So in the Champions League, things are going nicely, smooth for us. It's a very important game considering the context of the season right now. We are winless in the last three in the Premier League, and I think this is the last game for this group stage. And it is a good opportunity to get back in your winning ways. And then before you go to Leeds, we all know that it's different. We were good in the Champions League all these days, but it's the Premier League that we haven't got that good momentum. But it's okay. Every team will suffer that bump, you know. So we need to understand that and prepare how we will be coming back from it. So in terms of expectation in the Champions League, I think this season we are not expecting a lot from the Champions League, and I think that is I don't know, maybe a good thing because all of us we are thinking about the Premier League, we are thinking about the domestic cups, all of these things. If we come to the Champions League, no one is complaining, no one is I don't see many Arsenal fans trying to push for the Champions League, but all of them right now, if you ask which one do you prefer, they will always say the Premier League. So will this become as a surprise at the end of the season? We will see. So the expectation is always to win something at the end of the season. So last season we were very good in terms of defense, attack, everything was good, but we suffered again in the hands of PSG, and in a very very bad way because we lost at our home. Going away, it was difficult already. So this season, things, it's a little bit good. It's showing very different things. So we are playing Khair Almaty, a very, very crucial game for them because they will be playing us, I think, for the first time. And I remember the clip the day the draw was being made. They were very happy to be traveling to the Emirates. So those guys will come knowing that we have to beat these guys. We have to, at least do something good. Yes, they have qualified. We have qualified already to the round of 16. I think us and Bayern are the only guys who have guarantees and round of 16 position. But for Ghairi Almaty, it is not about those big things about beating Arsenal at the Emirates, making history, writing history for them, and we understand that. But on our side now, we have to use this as a very very good opportunity to come back. And I don't know how Mikel will line up, but I will show you later the way I really, really expect or the way I would like him to line up. So in terms of form, we all know we are not having good form. And overall, in all competitions, we have lost one, I think, in the last 5 games. and Kairat Almaty have lost 4 in the last 5 games. We won 3, and I think we drew 1 against Nottingham Forest. So in terms of form, I think this cup competition are coming in between, giving us that opportunity to bounce back in a winning ways. But we still end up, not getting away with the opportunity because we drew against Liverpool. We got a chance to again to come back in our winning ways against Chelsea. Again, we drew against Nottingham Forest. Again, we got another chance to come back against Inter Milan. Again Manchester United. So I hope this time we will try to do 2-3 games in a row and then build the momentum on that. So our form is not bad, but according to what we are expecting, it's not really to our standard. I think that's the biggest problem this season. Many people are expecting us to win every game. I mean, we have been, giving difficult, tough times. Last season, the other season, the Big Six, I remember some of them, they didn't beat us almost 1,000 plus days. But how did that help us? You know, Last season, Liverpool did not beat us. The other season, Liverpool did not beat us. But we ended up again losing the league to them and also to Manchester City. So this thing about saying that until we beat a big club, we are not ready to win the league, that's not it. Because if you check the traditional Big Six, they are just 6. And if you minus that 6 points at away, maybe it's just 18 points. And the points are 100 plus. So it's about consistent. It's about getting that 10 games run in a row. I think until now we haven't gone 6 games in a row win. The farthest we have gone is 5 games. So that shows you that we are not enough, because if we cannot go past 6 games, or we cannot have those 10 games in a run in the Premier League win, then when the running comes and maybe you are toe-to-toe to Manchester City, and Man City have been there for the last 6 years, they know how to finish the season. They have experienced players. I'm pretty sure they can go 10 games. Of course, Man City are not good this season, and I believe that because of the squad has been reshuffled a little bit. New identities came in, and they are not trying, to play the way they used to play. The City of Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne was a very, very scary one. So I don't know if these guys can do, but they will have that belief that we can do it. We have done it before, even if they were not available, because the shot is the same, the stadium is the same, the manager is the same, and the crowd is the same. So we need to get that 6, 7, almost 10 games in a row win for us to believe that we can do it. We can go, if the running comes, those 10 last games, 10 games, we can run 10 games and, get what we want. So I think we are a little bit behind. I don't know why, but we will figure out as the season goes. Yes, the season is a little bit, early. We are almost past halfway. We have a lot of football to play, but you can see what's happening now, and you can predict what will be happening in the future. Because if you see the probability of us going 10 games in a row, it is very difficult because we haven't done even 6. So that is a little something to work on for Mikel and the guys. So in terms of team news, Mikel earlier said that Saliba and Merino will not be available. They will, prepare for the weekend, which is good, but the rest are available. And I think if I go to predict a lineup, this is not about the predicted lineup, it's about the lineup I really want us to play with consistently. Because I have noticed that for the whole of this season, there is no single 11 that have started the same game 2 games in a row. There's always a guy missing, or 2, sometimes more than 2. And that's maybe the problem we are having right now, consistency. We need to give these guys consistent. For example, Martinelli scored a hat-trick the other day and he was on the bench the next day. So how do you want this guy to get his form and consistent, while you are benching him the next game. He scores in the Champions League, come next the League Cup or the Premier League, he's on the bench. So I know Jesus scored the other day and he was started in the Manchester United game and he didn't do anything, but Jesus is still coming back. He was almost away for a very long time and he's coming back to the team. But these guys are the guys I want to start every game. And you will see that I've put Lewis Kelly on the left back. I know Calafiori is our chosen one. I know Calafiori, when Calafiori and Gabriel Saliba and Timber are playing back four, I think it's very difficult for us even to concede a shot. But the other game, Calafiori was not available, and Arteta ended up playing Hincapie, who was coming back from injury. And when Hincapie is playing, he just does the basic. I'm not saying he's not good. He does the basics. But now we are past that. When we are playing with Lewis Kelly or Calafiori, you will see they are more creative. They go up to the final third. And Lewis Kelly, for example, he knows how to use his body. I am sure when he comes in between, when he will invert, I'm sure he will use his body to get past people and finding those passes in between the lines. So I think Mikel got wrong the other day. I don't know. He was thinking about defending rather than attacking. You are at home. You don't need to worry about defending because at the end of the day, we considered 3 goals. We have considered 2 open play goals, I think, since 2008. So that shows you that our manager, yes, he made us, very compact at the back. But now sometimes you need to go all out, and the best way to do that is to play guys that are using that. Do you know how to play the profile? For example, Lewis Kelly and Calafiori, if he's available. So this is, if Calafiori is fit, you can put Calafiori there instead of Lewis Kelly. But I see that there's no difference between. It's just that when Calafiori is playing, he's almost playing between Trossard and Gyökeres like a number 10, just the way Gvardiol plays at City. But Lewis Kelly, he kind of goes inside, but still gets that runs and covers a lot of ground with the ball. So if these guys, I think, play together almost 4 or 5 games, I think we can get those run-ins almost 6, 7, 10 games wins because they will be consistent together. But now Mikel, he's trying to I don't know. The other day he did almost 4 substitutions at the same time, which was not good. That's showing panic. And yeah, I understand we are not scoring goals. Most of the fans are worried about goals. But if you check the numbers, you will see that in the Champions League, we have scored the most goals, 20 goals. I think we are tied with Bayern Munich, and no one has scored more goals than us. So what else do you need? You're not winning the the UCL just because you score a lot of goals. As long as the goal is effective and you are winning your matches, and at the end of the day, people are complaining we are not scoring open play goals while we have scored the most in the Champions League together with Bayern. If you come in the Premier League, we have scored 42 goals in the Premier League. Only City have scored more goals than us, and that is 47. And almost 20 of those goals was scored by Erling Haaland. So people are trying to create narrative or panicky, saying that we are not considering open play goals. Who cares? We are 4 points ahead. Just focus on yourself and try to do better. I am sure the other day against Manchester United, I was feeling we were carried away by, we wanted that 3 point and we were a little bit, wanted to go 7 point or I don't know, points ahead, but they forgot that the basic thing is to perform well and to bring at least a good performance. And the heart of our team is Martin Odegaard. When Odegaard is not performing well, you see that we are not performing well. So as Mikel Arteta perspective, how can you change that? How can you make Odegaard influence the game? If he needs minute rest, you can bench him and bring Eze in. Although Eze cannot influence the game like Martin does, because Martin, I see when on his day, he always runs everywhere. Hit map is on everywhere. But now when it matters, he's not available. And in my opinion, I think when summer transfer comes, the only place we need to strengthen is that number 10 position. We don't have a creative midfield. We are not creating chances. I know Martin Odegaard is a very, very intelligent player, but maybe there's something that we are not seeing. We are not analyzing the game very well, because I know Martin can really, really give those passes in between, very clever passes. But now, if there's no that opportunity, at the end of the day, he has to hold the ball more, and many fans are frustrated with Martin because he holds the ball too much, almost 3 4 seconds, including me. We are watching from outside the pitch. We don't know what Martin is seeing. Maybe the place that you think Martin should place the pass, Martin sees that this is not the right place. So I think this lineup, if you add Calafiori there, can be a very, very good. Although I don't know why Declan Rice is being played at 8. And I think Zubimendi has done almost 4 errors this season. It has cost us. All 4 errors were big and massive in a very crucial point of the game. So Zubimendi, yes, I know he controls the game, but I will prefer Rice there, because the other day when he was subbed, Rice dropped back and everything was almost going our way. We ended up getting that goal and bringing the game to 2-2. We slept a little bit, but I think Mikel need to shuffle this a little bit, try to bring Zubimendi up at the P field, because I think Zubimendi and Rice, Zubimendi has scored more goals this season, and he will find himself in the box so much than Rice, because we have Rice up there because of the energy and pressing from forward. I understand that that's what Mikel is using for Rice, trying to press up there. But you can't chase the game every day. Sometimes you need to score a goal and then maintain the game. So another thing that I think we got wrong against the game of Manchester United, it was we always go in with pressure. I don't know why. We press. The game is just, if you really watch City very well, you will see that they are never in a hurry. They play very patient football. They don't care if it's 1 minute or the 90th minute. They will still try the build. They will build, they will build, they will build, and wait for that moment when the opposition will switch off. Because I think that's better than trying to press, and I think what we do is we press too much, and we don't have that profile like Liverpool used to do. The way Liverpool used to press, they were pressing like crazy people. So I think there's a lot to change from this performance we are putting in these days. Because if I show you the goals that we have been scoring, our top scorers, Victor Gyökeres is scored 5 goals in the Premier League. And the guys that you are competing with, their top scorer is 20 goals. The guy who's the second top scorer still now is 11 goals, who's Semenyo, although he just scored 1 for them. So this is not good. But in a way, this is, promising, because anybody can have a good form here. Leandro Trossard can have a good form. Victor Gyökeres can have a good form. I see our third top scorer is a guy called On Goal. He helped us a little bit mid-season, and nowadays he also having some droughts. So I hope he will help us in the future. So this is not bad the way people are putting it, because I believe everybody has a role to play. And if you add those goals, for example, City, Haaland scored 20, and Semenyo scored 1 for them, because the other 10 is from Bournemouth. And the guy who followed is Foden with 7 goals, and then 5, just like that. So the Premier League is not the way it used to be. Things are becoming hard. The guys who have 10 plus goals or double digits, they are just 3, Haaland, Semenyo, and Igo Thiago. So things are very hard. So for you to get numbers from each body, from everybody like this, is good. But now we need consistency because you see a player like Bukayo Saka have not scored goal for the last 13 matches in all competitions. So these are the things that are worrying us, but not in terms of goals. Bukayo Saka has got 0 goals in the last 13 games, same as Victor Gyökeres. For the last 11 Premier League goals, 0 non-penalty goals. Gabriel Martinelli, I will understand him because he's always on the bench. Noni Madueke is catching up this first season. Leandro Trossard, 1 goal in the last 11 games. So this is not good, but I wouldn't mind this one because this means everybody is chipping in. Saka can get a good run. Declan Rice can get a good run. Victor Gyökeres can get a good run. And at the end of the day, is about if we conclude this in terms of numbers, we have scored the second most goals in the Premier League, and we have the most goals in the Champions League. So it's still a positive thing. So in terms of my score prediction in this game, I think since Saliba is not there and Musquera will come in, I think 3-1, but I am expecting more. I'm expecting clean sheet plus maybe a goal to us. And this game is must win for us. We have to come back to the winning ways. We have to come back, get that momentum and hopes back. I saw Alia Mikel was trying to cheer people up, saying that we have 4 months of good performance. We need a lot of things. So yeah, this is my score prediction, and I think we can score more than this. Of course, we can score more than this, but at the end of the day, we have qualified to the next stage. But the main prize is giving us problem. We will be expecting at the start of the season that maybe the Champions League will be harder than the Premier League because the summer transfer that we made, the people we brought in, the way we started the season, although we had a little bit of injuries here and there, but we will know that the Champions League will be more difficult. But now we are seeing that the Champions League, we are getting good performance from the Champions League. Things are going well for us in the Champions League, getting good performances. But the Premier League, things are not going our way. And I think that's because of the pressure. I think every fan right now, if you ask him, they will be more frustrated losing the Premier League than the Champions League. The reason we are having good performance in the Champions League is because there is no pressure at all. There's pressure this other side. Of course, there's always pressure. For us, from the fans, from the manager, from the player themselves, they feel. The other day, you saw Declan Rice against Nottingham Forest. He was not happy with it. So at the end of the day, it's not about our form is not going together, the Champions League and the Premier League, but we have to gain that. I think the next 5 fixtures in the Premier League is very crucial because we are going away at Elland Road, which will be very difficult. So we are through to the round of 16, and the team that I think I will pray to get maybe quarterfinals, if we made it through to the quarters, I think is this team I'm wearing right now. And last season we got their brothers, Real Madrid, and we showed a character and a good game, winning home and away. So this season, since we are finishing top 8, and maybe Barcelona finishes, I don't know, the rules have changed. I don't know the way to like. Maybe you can tell me in the comment, but things have changed. The guys who finish top 8 will be starting their first leg away. But what if you get 2 guys that finish the top 8 in the quarterfinal? I don't know how that will work. Maybe you will tell me, or I will do research later on. So I will prefer to get Barcelona this time because it has been long since we got them. And as you all know, the Wenger era, they used to, embarrass us. And this is the time to pay the favor. So I will really, really appreciate if I get them, and I hope the team will not let me down. So let me read the comment now and see what you guys have been saying. At Raymond Kangumba, hi Nona Mad, how are you? Newcastle United should sign Joaquin Yeyes and Edison, make a move deal for the Newcastle United now. And Dumbia and Robinho Jr. should sign for Newcastle United now from Ray. That's what Ray is saying. And I don't really, really follow up with the Newcastle transfer. To be honest, I'm not even concerned about any transfer at this point because as far as Arsenal is concerned, everything is there for us and we are not in the market. Of course, Mikel said that we will be in the market, but right now we are not. So uh, maybe in the summer we need to bring in Julian Alvarez and maybe a number 10 that can create more chances for us. And a SPU95, poor last place Kairat in the Champions League will play against first in the Champions League. The most unfair thing. So you're saying unfair, but for them, I wish I could show you the clip the day that the draw Champions League draw was being made. They were happy to come to the Emirates. Of course, they know the gravity of the game. They know it will not favor them. But you never know. This football, they might come and get a result, and that will be a very, very good in their history books. They will know that this on this date in this year we smashed Arsenal at their home, of which it can happen. This football, many things can happen. So don't say this unfair. This is just how things are in football, and they can always go different ways because we are not sure of it. Manchester City will be the Premier League champions in this league, and Manchester City still have chance to be in the top 8 of the UCL if they beat Galatasaray by a huge goal difference in the table. I think so far you don't need to worry about finishing at the top 8. We have a good example of PSG last season, the first season that this group stage phase, the group phase started. PSG finished almost at the borderline of the playoff, and they ended up winning the league. So, and as far as the Premier League is concerned, it is wide open still. We know Man City can win it. We know Liverpool can come back. We know Manchester United are there. They just need to get momentum and, a little bit of braveness and character, because I'm sure they all give up their. I mean, Manchester United are only playing the Premier League. So if everybody is fit and they play the way they are playing for the last 2 games, they might even go to top 2. So in the Premier League, everything is still there to be taken. Nothing is guaranteed. Even Wolves are there, the bottom of the league. They haven't got, I think, more than 2 wins for now. They can still survive. So it is a lot of football to be played for sure. So I'm not concluding this saying that Arsenal will be the champions. No, and I don't want even to say, because these are the kind of things that costed that for the last few seasons. So yes, Man City can be. Maybe that's where I will be. I will correct you. Man City can be the Premier League champions. So time will tell. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. As you all know, we will be doing the post-match reactions, the preview of any match, any reaction that will be coming, it will be there. So please involve and comment. And I really appreciate for the few guys who have really, really tapped. Thank you very much.